Hello and welcome everyone to Language Space. My name is Imran and here we are with video number 8 of our 10 series where we're going to talk about present perfect tense today. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe our YouTube channel, press the bell icon so that you get the notification of all our future videos. And if you're watching us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook and share our video. So everyone, as you know that in the last video we discussed about the present perfect tense where we learned that present perfect tense is used to describe an action that has already happened in the past, okay, but that action has an impact in the present time. And apart from this situation, there are a variety of other situations where we can use the present perfect tense, and sometimes we use the present perfect tense in places where we should not use it. So in this video we're going to learn where we can use the present perfect tense and where we cannot use these tenses. So let's go ahead and see the first situation where we can use our present perfect tense. So everyone, the first situation where we can use our present perfect tense, it is to describe any action which was done in the past and is true to this time as well. So we can say a past true action. Okay. सो कोई भी ऐसी एक्शन जो पास्ट में ऑलरेडी हो चुकी है बट अभी तक वो सिचुएशन ट्रू है, सही है. ओके. If this seems to be a confusing, I'll give you an example so that it becomes clear. Say for example, I have watched this movie. Okay, so let's assume a situation that our friend comes to our place, okay, and he tells you that let's go and watch a movie, right? But you ask him what's the name of the movie that we're going to watch. So he tells you the name of the movie is XYZ, right? But when you hear the name of the movie, you feel like that you have already watched that movie. What will you say to that? What will you say to your friend in that situation? You will say, I have watched this movie. So you're not watching the movie right now. You have already watched this movie in the past, but it is true to this time as well. It is a true situation that yes, you have already watched the movie. Okay. Or let's assume another situation here. Say for example, I have worked in this company. All right, so let's assume a situation here in this sentence. Say for example, you are sitting with one of your friends and he tells you that my blah blah relative, he is working in a big company and the name of that company is XYZ, right? But you have already worked for that company. Okay, you have worked in that company for some time, but you're not working for this company right now. So what will you say to your friend? You'll say, I have worked in this company. All right, so you are not working in the company right now, but you have already worked for that company and it is true to the present time as well. So if any action has been done in the past and it is true to this time, so we will represent that sentence or that situation with our present perfect tense. The second situation where we can use our present perfect tense, it is to represent past actions, but the actions have already finished. All right, an action which took place in the past, but in the present time they are already finished, but we are talking about them in the present time and they have an impact in the present time. So actions which have already finished in the past. Let's take an example here. I have completed my studies. Okay, so let's assume a situation in this sentence. Say for example, one of your relative visits your house and he tells you which class are you studying in these days, or which course are you doing these days. But you have already completed your studies, you're not studying anymore, you have completed your graduation or post-graduation or whatever. So what will you say to that relative? You will say, I have completed my studies. So the action of studying has already been completed. You are not studying at that particular moment. The action of studying has already finished in the past. So in that situation we will use the present perfect tense. Let's take another example here. I have cooked the food. All right, now let's assume a situation in this sentence. Say for example, your mom or your dad has gone out, okay, and you're alone in the house and your mom calls you up, when you come back home, have your dinner because I have cooked the dinner, or I have cooked the food. Now here the action of cooking the food has already been completed. All right, it has been done in the past. Your mom cooked the food before she left for somewhere, and when you come back you find that the food is already cooked. So if she says I have cooked the food, so it means she has already completed that action, she has already finished that action, it's not going on anymore. So this represents the past finished actions, the actions which started in the past and are finished at the present moment. The third situation where we can use this present perfect tense, it is to represent the past actions but unfinished. Okay, past unfinished actions. So any action that has happened in the past, okay, but it hasn't finished yet. All right, it is still going on. Let's see how. I have lived in US for 10 years now. Now let's assume a situation. One of your relatives, he's working or he's studying in United States and he has been there for 10 years, right? So one day he calls you up and you talk to him and you say, how long has it been now that you are in US? And if he says, I have lived in US for 10 years now, so it means he has been there for 10 years now, but he hasn't returned yet. All right, the living in the US hasn't finished. He's still living in US, okay, but he has lived there for 10 years now. So in this situation he is still living in US. All right, so the action is unfinished, but here the action has started in the past. Okay, so that's why he'll say I have lived in US for 10 years. All right, let's take another example. I have worked for XYZ company for 3 years now. Now imagine a situation here. You're working with a company, all right, named XYZ, and it has been 3 years now that you have been working with that company. All right, you haven't left the job yet, you are still working with the company, and your friends ask you how long has it been that you are associated with the company. So at that point in time your answer will be, I have worked for XYZ company for 3 years now. So it means it has been 3 years that you have been working with that company, but you haven't left your job, you are still associated with that company. So this is another situation where we can use the present perfect tense, where the action has been initiated in the past but it hasn't finished yet, it is still going on. So in this situation as well we will use present perfect tense.